Hey, it's John again. I'm playing Immaculate Grid. I'm going back playing Friday's grid number 439, which is Paul Konerko's day. Hit 439 home runs. We'll see if I have the opportunity to use him. I had the opportunity to use Giambi. He was for grid 440. That's how many home runs he hit. There was a category that was WAR for a season, first base. Easy layup. I don't know why I missed it. I call these people out. I'm just like, hey, if I see an opportunity, maybe I'll work them in. I just whiffed on that one. So let's get into it. Let's play grid number 439. We'll see if there's like a White Sox category or something and see if we can get Konerko in. So I am going to share the screen. And let's see, this would have been the timed round. Or no, this was the rarity round. Not a good rarity score. But yeah, I had 13 on just one player who was a lot less rare than I thought. Anyway, playing now. Away we go. All right. That's a uh, Richie Ashburn. I don't know why that took me so long. I should have held on to that one. Let's see. I think Piazza works for 2,000 hits. Grab Seaver for a game. Great. Let's see here. My guy Jeremy Burnitz will work over here. Let's get how about Paul Wainer? That was pretty rare too. Oral Hershiser. Palmero will work here. Rafael Palmero. And get Eddie Murray and Jim Palmer. All right, 53 seconds, 61 rarity. Had a couple really rare ones. Like I went with Piazza, who was Piazza, Seaver were the highest ones here. Palmer, the highest one here. Don't know why I didn't come up with Bellinger. I was not going to come up with Javi Baez. I vaguely recall that he briefly played for the Mets before going to the Tigers, but I don't think I was going to come up with that. And instead I went with Richie Ashburn for 0.1, or sorry, just under 1, 0.1 under 1. All right, well, let's see what we can do about and I went Jeremy Burnitz for sub 0.1 on the timed round. 0.2 for Paul Wainer. He's a member of the 3,000 hits club. All these will actually work for Todd Zeal, who had something like 2002 hits and played with a bunch of teams. So yeah, this will be a fun one to play around with. Let's hit refresh on that. Stop share and reshare. And we'll find that grid. Go back to yesterday. Play now. All right. So where to start? So some other people hanging out in the 2,000 plus career hit territory. You go Sisler for the Orioles. You go Hornsby for the Orioles. Those both be interesting picks. Trying to pick. I kind of want to use Zeal because he just barely inches past 2,000 career hits. And for the Mets, that might be where it makes the most sense, though. I mean, I figure Bonilla probably gets there. Ashburn probably works actually. Maybe a Gil Hodges, Yogi Berra would work. Pretty sure David Wright lasts long enough to get to 2,000. Probably Jose Reyes. Gary Carter, I think, would work as well. Sheffield would work. Sheffield would work for both the Dodgers and the Mets. But actually, I'm thinking maybe this is where I use Zeal. He actually would have worked here too. So he would have worked all here. I don't know if he works as a pitcher anywhere. And just because I feel like it, how about we go Stormy Weathers? David Weathers, former Brewer. And because he's a popular With one of our viewers here, I'll go with former Milwaukee Brewer Jamie Wright for the Dodgers. Um, Pete Harnisch would work here for the Brewers. So would Francisco Rodriguez. Both of them seem like they'd be, a little bit higher. Let's see. Let's see. Go with like an Arthur Rhodes. Get him in there as a reliever, maybe a Zach Britton or one of those closers. BJ Ryan, another good closer. A lot of good closers. Trying to think like more middle relief types. Arthur Rhodes is the one I did come up with. Also trying to think like Chris Davis, I think might have pitched a game at one point. Um, but I don't always remember those guys quite as well. And go all the way back to like a Bobo Newsom or a Satchel Paige. I think Arthur Rhodes will actually be more rare than those guys. Takes 0.5. Him and Z a little bit higher than I would have thought. What do you think of Fred Merkel down here? Okay, that's a better one. Some 1.15 through 5. 2000 hits. Let's see. I've taken Wayner off the board. Frank Robinson will work. Jackie Robinson will not work though. Only played 10 years, so with the Dodgers, that is. Not sure on Jim Wynn either. He walked a lot, so he might not have gotten there. I think his career ended a little bit sooner. Ricky Henderson will work. He sneaks in a little bit of Dodger time right there at the end. I'm not trying maybe a Karros. Maybe a Willie Davis played long enough. Maybe a Tommy Davis played long enough. He had a lot of hits one year. You definitely get I'm pretty sure Gary Carter is gonna work actually. Let's try him out. For 0.3. And over here for the Orioles. Who could I sneak in that maybe just had a little bit of time with the Orioles? Because that's not going to be Frank Robinson. He had about 29, 30 career hits, just short. He could have even written himself. I wrote about this in my book. He could have written himself in the lineup. He was the manager for his last 2 years as a player for the Cleveland Indians, but he did not write himself into the lineup. Or at least not that much. The DH, the only position he could really play was DH. Rico Carty was also on the team and was a known Iron Glove, so he got to be the DH. But back to people who would work. How about Hornsby? Who would also work for the Cubs and Orioles. He goes sub 1. Let's see then. For the Cubs in Baltimore, that is a like Morgan combination. For 0.3. I could use Burnett's here too. Let's see, Cubs and Mets. It's one where it really feels like there should be more. Lance Johnson will work. That's a pretty good one, I think. Can I think of anyone better? Sort of dancing around the horn a little bit. Or I don't think Ordonez plays over there. Ventura, I don't think so. Gilkey, Butch Husky. Todd Hundley would work too. I think Lance Johnson will go better than Todd Hundley, though. Also, Randy Myers would work, but I'm going Lance Johnson for a full percent. Taking a rarity of 4. Probably a lot. Looks like there were a lot more options. Pujols leading the way with the Dodgers there. Yeah, I mean the 3,000 hit club among people who've played for the Dodgers is a bunch of people you don't think of for the Dodgers. You get sorry, you don't get Frank Robinson. You get Paul Wainer, Eddie Murray, Albert Pujols, trying to- and Ricky Henderson. Um, could have thrown a Manny Ramirez in there. I think he would have worked too. All right. Well, four is a decent score. Probably could have done a lot better just based on like all the pitchers I could have gone with. I guess Arthur Rhodes at 0.5 was a little bit higher than I thought, but that's all right. Again, thank you very much for playing. I'll try to get one more grid out. So a lot of napping going on. So see if I can sneak one more in. All right. Thank you so much for playing. Peace.